guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I created this look. I'm going to be filming a video for you today, and because I have people in my roof and a crazy bird squawking in the background, it's going to be a voiceover. First, priming my face with the Australis face primer. To create a nice base on my eyelids, I'm using the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, placing this all over the lids and setting it with a Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I'm using a piece of cardboard to mark out from the edge of my nose a line to help me create a wing. Then as a cream base, I'm using the Benefit Birthday Suit. With my NARS Laguna bronzer, I'm placing this shade with a small eco brush and placing this on the outer part of my wing above the crease. This step is really easy to do if you use a small precise brush like I am, and then just blend it to the inner parts of the eye. I'm now taking a purple and a brown shade, mixing them together, and then I'm going in an upwards motion in the corner of my eye, up and blending it across. With my Party's Glam eyeshadow palette from Models Prefer taking Moonlight, I'm taking a very precise pencil brush and placing this in an upward motion again, like I did before with the purple brown shade. And then I'm going to be blending this into the inner part of my eye, but around, and blending this with the MAC 217 fluffy brush. This really suits hooded eye shapes. It's an essential step in order to lift the eye. Next, I'm taking a dark navy grey from the same palette called Busted. I'm placing this just beneath that shade, that colour, and I'm placing this in the same direction and in the same shape, blending those two together. Then taking the MAC 217 and buffing them together. Next, taking this salmon colour, placing this just above all that work, so there's a nice transition, and then blending off the edges. To frame the outer corner of my eye, I'm taking a black kohl pencil. I'm using one by Face of Australia, and I'm just lining the top of my eyelid to create a sort of like a wing. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to smudge this look out. The idea is to smudge it in a way that is in an upward motion, like a triangle outer wing shape, and connect it to the outer deepest part of the corner. Then I'm taking a black eyeshadow and going over that to smudge it further out to give it a little bit more smokiness. Next, I'm going in with a warm brown maroon shade, and I'm placing this with a pencil brush over the top and next to that black liner, and I'm blending this so it's like a nice transition off the black. My little happy dance, I'm really liking this look so far. Next, I'm taking like a cool brown shade on a fluffy brush, and I'm sweeping this on the outer third of my eyelid, and then with a Rimmel Matte Stay Pat Translucent Powder, I'm just highlighting the top part of my brow bone and blending it. Next, with a NARS Laguna bronzer, I'm taking the bullet brush and sweeping this on the bottom lash line. Next, with the grey colour, I'm taking it off my Rimmel Scandal Eyes Guilty Grey crayon pencil, and I'm placing this over the top all of that work. And then to warm it up, I'm taking a lighter maroon reddy shade and placing this directly underneath, buffing it out. To brighten up the inner part of my eye, I'm taking an Inglot shade in 395 and tapping this on the inner corner. Next, I'm placing a black kohl pencil on my upper tight line and bottom waterline. And then next, taking a pearlescent bright blue shade and then adding this over all that work again to just increase the blueness of this look. I love layering, so I'm taking a deep blue purple shade and placing this over the outer wing. And then I just decided to blend this all out with my NARS Laguna bronzer once again. I felt the need to deepen up with the blackout shade from the Models Prefer Party Glam shadow palette, and I'm just using an angled brush to define the outer wing in the V shape. And then blending it all out with my MAC 217 again. Next, with a baby pink pearlescent shade in the same palette called Princess, I'm adding this to the inner corner, tear duct. I then realised I forgot to tightline the bottom lash line, so I'm going over it again. And then I realised it needs to be deepened and darkened, so I'm going over with a Maybelline gel liner. I just needed to have a little bit more smokiness, so I just decided to blend it below the lash line and buff it in, as well as onto the top wing part. And then I'm just wiping off any excess fallout, so that when I apply my foundation, it leaves a nice, beautiful, clean canvas. To make this look complete, I really need to focus on my eyebrows, perfecting them, making them sharp and defined. So I'm just filling them in with a brown matte eyeshadow and then making sure they're not all the hairs are brushed in the same direction. Okay, so I've just placed my false lashes on and I'm now going to show you how I'm going to put my ERA Face Foundation on. I'm first going in with a shade many shades darker than my skin tone and spraying this colour, which is chestnut, over the areas where the sun would naturally hit my face. Now don't worry if it's too orangey, the actual skin colour that I'm going to be using is going over the top. It's important to make sure that this colour is equally dispersed over the face. So I use shade Wheat, and for this I'm going to directly spray onto my face. This method of just spraying directly onto the face, you get a whole lot more product and you don't waste as much. So I'm just going to be covering my eye makeup and spraying to the skin. Always place it directly onto the sponge. I meant brush. Then I'm just tapping this all over my face and buffing it in circular motions. I absolutely love this foundation based on the fact that it is a buildable foundation that feels so lightweight you don't even feel like you're wearing anything on the skin. I love it. And to get this product under the eyes, I'm going to use my beauty blender onto the tip part. I'm next going in with my Essence So Glow cream to powder highlighter and spraying it with my foundation and adding it on the top parts of my cheekbones and anywhere else I want to highlight. It is my favourite combo at the moment with this foundation. Love it. Next for blush, I'm using a coral lipstick. Take this onto a fluffy brush. Lastly, I'm going to lightly contour my face with my NARS Laguna bronzer, and with a big fluffy brush I'm going to lightly place it under my cheekbones. Next I'm going to be lining my lips with a nude pencil by Rimmel. And then over the top just a clear gloss. And yes, I decided to add more blush because I love this colour. Just gonna tap off any excess on the forehead, nose, chin, just to... And then with a fluffy kabuki brush, I'm just tapping it into the skin to blend it. For more inspiration on all things makeup, follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Snapchat.